Thanks for your company on Joy News today. With me, Sweetie Abochina. Headlines: Office of the Special Prosecutor names former President John Dramani Mahama as government official 1 in the Airbus Scandal. We have details as investigations by the OSP have also confirmed the younger brother of the NDC flag bearer Samuel Adam Mahama as the intermediary 5 in UK and individual 4 in the USA. 9 independent candidates pick forms to contest the 2024 presidential elections. We'll hear from the Electoral Commission, which says it is ready for the polls. We also have business, sports, and entertainment in this bulletin. Stay with us for details. Thanks for staying. Details now. The Office of the Special Prosecutor has named former President John Dramani Mahama as government official 1 in the famous Airbus Scandal. The OSP has concluded investigations into the alleged bribery by Airbus SE, a European multinational aerospace corporation, regarding the sale and purchase of military aircraft for Ghana. The OSP also identified Samuel Adam Foster, younger brother of John Dramani Mahama, as individual 4 in the USA and intermediary 5 in UK investigations into the Airbus Scandal. Now, the office engaged with Interpol and the central authorities of the United Kingdom and the United States under the Mutual Legal Assistance Regime.
Such undue favor and advantage. And also, in light of the occurrences in the context of the investigative and prosecutorial actions of the Ghanaian and UK authorities in the past 4.5 years. So, the OSP confirms the identity of the following individuals. Government official 1, individual 1. The individual described as government official 1 by the UK court and individual 1 by the US court is John Dramani Mahama. He is a citizen of Ghana. He was the vice president of Ghana from 7 January 2009 to 24 July 2012. He was the president of Ghana from 24 July 2012 to 7 January 2017. His tenure of office as the vice president of Ghana coincided with the time frame of the UK and US investigation of the first Airbus campaign for the sale of 2 C-295 aircraft to Ghana. His term of office as the president of Ghana occurred during the UK and US investigation time frame of the second Airbus campaign for the sale of 1 C-29 aircraft to Ghana. Intermediary 5, consultant 4. The individual described as intermediary 5 by the UK court and consultant 4 by the US court is known both as Samuel Adam Mahama and Samuel Adam Foster. He is a UK citizen and also a citizen of Ghana. He is a younger brother of the full blood of John Dramani Mahama, former president of Ghana, referred to above. His birth name is actually Samuel Adam Mahama, but he was adopted from Ghana and taken to the UK in 1972 by a British missionary couple. The processes leading to the purchase by the government of Ghana of 3 C-295 twin turboprop military transport aircraft from Airbus followed substantially the same pattern. Parliament approved the proposed transactions in 2011. In accordance with the laws of Ghana, in the estimation of the OSP, there was nothing remarkable about the deal, and it certainly would not have found its way in the UK and US deferred prosecution agreements and made headlines around the world, but for the involvement of former President John Dramani Mahama and his younger brother of the full blood, Samuel Adam Foster, also known as Samuel Adam Mahama, and his associates, as recounted in the UK and US deferred prosecution agreements. The OSP investigation found no evidence that former President Mahama was involved or played any role in the procurement and maintenance of the agency relationship between Airbus and Foster and his associates in respect of the purchase by the government of Ghana of military transport aircraft from Airbus. And it appears to the OSP that the direct communications and meetings between former President Mahama and officials of Airbus to close the deal were actuated by good intentions on the part of the former president. It also appears that Foster and his associates became involved as intermediaries in the Airbus Ghana deal after the decision by the government of Ghana in preference of the C-295 aircraft. Therefore, it seems that Foster's Airbus intermediary role at the time his brother served as the vice president of Ghana was a case of luckless coincidence that attracted the disapproval of the UK and US authorities. The OSP found no evidence that suggests that the involvement of Foster as an intermediary of Airbus and the direct communications and meetings between former President Mahama and officials of Airbus to close the deal between Airbus and the government of Ghana amounted to any corruption and corruption-related offense in respect of which the OSP has a mandate. However, it ought reasonably to have occurred to former President Mahama and the government of Ghana that the familiar relationship between former President Mahama and Foster and the direct participation by former President Mahama in the communications and meetings with Airbus officials were bound to raise reasonable suspicions of improper conduct and dealings, notwithstanding any claims to good faith conduct and above-board dealings, especially in light of the fact that during the first Airbus campaign, former President Mahama was a chairman of the Armed Forces Council by reason of his position as the vice president, and therefore a very key decision maker. Such close proximity dealings by such elected high officials of the Republic and their kin and close associates on behalf of the Republic should neither be viewed favorably nor encouraged, as they give rise to reasonable suspicion of influence peddling and conflict of interest, never mind any intended good faith on the part of the vice president or the president.
Very interesting statements there from the OSP, but let's get more details on the story. My colleague Samuel Imbura joins us via Zoom. Imbura, what did the special prosecutors say about the involvement of John Dramani Mahama in the deal?
John Mahama was involved in the negotiations, but it appears with good intention, and all communication between the Airbus officials and the associate of John Mahama, who is the younger brother of John Mahama, Samuel Adam Mahama. He was blind copied in the mails, and then he was involved in the conversation. The special prosecutor also indicated that it appears that John Mahama was involved in the deal out of good faith, but with his brother directly involved in this constituted a misconduct. So, in all, the special prosecutor has established that yes, John Mahama was involved in the deal with his brother, but he did not have bad intentions as it appears. And also, it has been established that yes, all the negotiations and then the emails that were sent to correspondents were copied to John Mahama. But it has not been established that there were any criminal underhand dealing or any bribing taken by John Mahama and his brother so far as the deal is concerned.
So just to be clear, it has been established, or has it been established, that John Mahama was linked in the negotiations of the deal?
By the investigations of the special prosecutor, yes, he was aware of the deal, but the special prosecutor says that it appears he was doing it with good faith or in good faith. However, with his brother directly being involved, it constituted a misconduct because of issues of misconduct.
Thank you, Samuel. We also have Sammy Gyamfi from the NDC joining us. Sammy Gyamfi, thanks for joining the conversation. This news must come as a relief to the NDC. How did you receive the information?
Well, we are excited that the truth we have always known and maintained in this conversation has been maintained. But my dear, before I proceed, let me set the record straight. Your reporter is a very bad listener or a bad reader. What he just told you is a lie. It is not contained in the script the special prosecutor read to the media, neither is it contained in the report the Office of Special Prosecutor has released on this matter. Nowhere in the speech of the special prosecutor or the report on this Airbus matter is it stated that John Mahama engaged in any misconduct.
All right, so give us the correct information
reads
then.
well or listens well. It is not there. No finding of misconduct against John Mahama has been made by the special prosecutor. All the special prosecutor said is that, number one, the procurement of the aircraft followed due process. Nothing untoward was done. Number two, John Mahama's direct involvement in the transaction was with good intention. Number three, no bribes were demanded by John Mahama or his brother. No bribes were paid to any of them. And that no wrongdoing, no evidence, the special prosecutor said no evidence, whether circumstantial or hard evidence, was found that shows that John Mahama did anything wrong as far as this matter is concerned.
Right.
However, the special prosecutor said, if I can read to you what he said, that, however, it ought reasonably to have occurred to former President Mahama and the government of Ghana that the familiar relationship between former President Mahama and Foster and the direct participation by former President Mahama in the communication and meetings with Airbus officials were bound to raise reasonable suspicions of improper conduct and dealing, notwithstanding any claims of good faith, conduct, and above board, dealings. And then you continue that such close proximity dealings by such elected high officials of the Republic and their kin and close associates on behalf of the Republic should neither be viewed favorably nor encouraged, as they give rise to reasonable suspicion of influence peddling. So all the man is saying, at paragraph 6.5, the OSC investigation found no evidence that former President Mahama was involved or played any role in the procurement and maintenance of the agency relationship between Airbus and Foster and his associates in respect of the purchase of the
Sammy, can we really say he was, Sammy, just hold for me, can we really say he was not involved at all if there's been some establishment that there was communication between him and Foster? Can we really say he was not involved at all? It's not about what you're saying.
I'm reading the report to you, paragraph 6.5. John Mahama, as Vice President and Chairman of the Ghana Armed Forces, was involved in the procurement of the aircraft. He had direct dealings with Airbus relative to the procurement of the aircraft. What the special prosecutor is saying is that with regards to Airbus engaging John Mahama's brother as their agent, John Mahama had no role in that. And in the entire transaction, John Mahama did nothing wrong. And that is engagement in the transaction was with good intention. But the special prosecutor only made an advice that based on that familial relationship, it could raise suspicion of conflict of interest. He never said that there was any misconduct. So the reporter lied when he made that advice.
Right. Thank you so much, Sammy Gyamfi. Yeah, you just said that you're excited. What's your next course of action now that it turns out that the former president has been cleared?
Next line of action is to make sure that the whole Ghana and the whole world gets to know of this truth.
Thank you so much.
That John Mahama is incorruptible, his integrity is unblemished, and he is that incorruptible leader we need to win the fight against corruption.
Thank you so much, Sammy Gyamfi, National Communications Officer of the NDC. Now, away from that, 9 independent candidates have so far applied to contest for the 2024 presidential elections. That's according to the Electoral Commission. Director of Training at the Commission, Dr. Serebo Kweku, says there may be more candidates on the ballot box, potentially exceeding the 12 candidates seen in previous elections. Dr. Kweku spoke to Faustina Safo on News Desk.
What we are doing is that we have given the codes to the political parties. So if you're a political party, you have 1 for your presidential and 276 for the parliamentary candidates. But if you are an independent candidate, then you deal with you as individuals. So you have to apply to us and you are given. The last time I checked, 9 independent presidential candidates have requested for the code. In addition to, we have 12 political parties. So I'm talking of the independent presidential candidates. 9 of them had applied. That should be about 3 days ago. For yesterday, I was not at office, and today I've not gone to office. I wouldn't know what has transpired. So it means that everything is working the way we planned for. And the way things are, 2020, we had 12 candidates. So if you have 12 political parties and 9 have already applied for, then we should be expecting to go beyond the 2020 figure.
Well, the EC says it is ready for the presidential and parliamentary elections and will ensure a credible process.
All the political parties were given the start of day report, end of day report, so you have an idea about the people who are supposed to be on the register. So if you're bringing new names automatically, as I entered here, you know that I'm here. So if somebody else who has not been invited to come here, you will see. So that's how the system works. It's not easy. When you are doing sensitive work like that, you need to put in place a lot of security measures, and they are there. You can relax.
Rate your level of preparedness from a scale of 1 to 10. How prepared is the EC to organize?
I would say 11 because we are beyond what we plan to do. So as I speak to you, if you go to our office, we are doing exhibition from the 20th. The materials are almost all gone. If you go to office, you have that evidence. So we had the register with the exception of the mop-up, because the mop-up, so we decided to print the other registers. So 2020, 2023, 2024 have been incorporated into one register. They are gone. So what is left with the mop-up one, which is just about 90,000, which is also being worked on, and they also go. So we are far ahead of today's, I think, 8.
Yeah.
And if the materials are already on the foot, it tells you that we are ahead of them.
In other stories, 3 teacher unions who threatened an industrial action to demand better conditions of service have called off their intended strike. The Senior Staff Association, University of Ghana, the Federation of Senior Staff Association of Ghana, and the Teachers and Educational Workers Union of the Trade Union Congress, that is TEU, in a joint statement, say this decision follows government's agreement to extend the upward adjustment in the vehicle maintenance allowance to its members. Let's get more details from the statement, and we'll bring you the statement shortly on your, and that's what's on your screens. The Senior Staff Association of the University of Ghana, the Federation of Senior Staff Association of Ghana, and the Teachers and Educational Workers Union of the Trade Union Congress are pleased to announce that the intended national action scheduled to commence on August 9th has been called off. And they go on to say they would like to express their gratitude to the government for acknowledging their commitment to address the concerns of their members, as well as their satisfaction that the government has decided to restore that vehicle maintenance allowance to its members. And they believe that this decision demonstrates a willingness to work with them to resolve all outstanding issues. The statement goes on to say that, however, they would like to appeal to the government to extend this adjustment to all categories of senior staff of public universities in Ghana without the eligibility clause. And they believe all members of their esteemed association commute to work to perform their official duties for the collective advancement of public universities in Ghana. And it ends by saying it is only fair that all members benefit from this adjustment, regardless of their rank. Now, the minority in Parliament is demanding President Akufo-Addo halt the $34.9 million ambulance spare parts deal, describing it as scandalous. At a press meeting, the minority insists that payment has been made to the Service Auto Group Ghana Limited and alleges that the procurement of the ambulances was inflated. They further allege that relatives of the President, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who are beneficiaries of the deal, were implemented under the special initiative. Samuel Okujeto-Ablakwa is chairman of the Assurances Committee.
First of all, we want to strongly condemn the use of threats and intimidation by Service Ghana Auto Group Limited. The use of public funds for any national project will require greater scrutiny and accountability. We also want to state that the sums of money involved in this scandal are colossal. They are staggering. If you put all the pieces together, we are talking about a $108 million scandal. The procurement of the 307 ambulances cost this country $54.3 million. The Auditor General has revealed, if you go through the 2022 performance audit, that procurement itself is problematic. When you do the analysis, it was an inflated procurement. Then you need to also consider the fact that between 2020 and 2023,
the minority is also calling on the special prosecutor to probe the deal.
Minority caucus in Parliament demands that President Akufo-Addo should immediately stop this $34.9 million scandalous, unconscionable, sweetheart, family affair, ambulance spare parts deal.
On that note, let's take a break and return with business news.
It's time for Business on Joy News today. My name is Winston Taki, and now to our first business story. Ghana loses approximately $1.9 billion annually to post-harvest losses. Coordinator of Sustainable Food Systems at the World Food Programme, Stephen Amatefu, says there is an urgent need for government-private sector collaboration to enhance agricultural productivity and food security. He made these remarks on the sidelines of the Technical Stakeholders Breakfast meeting in Accra.
Post-harvest losses in Ghana requires a multifaceted approach involving improved infrastructure, access to technology, market reforms, and government and NGO support. By reducing these losses, Ghana can enhance food security, improve farmers' incomes, and boost the overall economy. Speaking on the sidelines of a Technical Stakeholders Breakfast meeting in Accra, the head of food systems at the World Food Programme, Stephen Amatefu, called for a collaboration between the government and the private sector to enhance food security and sufficiency.
About $1.9 billion to post-harvest losses every single year. Now, the average meal you would have almost every other day is rice, stew, and chicken, which is basically from rice, tomatoes, and poultry. We're importing 90% of this into the country every single year, which means that when there's a disaster in a country that actually is supplying to us, there will be an issue with supply. That is a food security issue, which can lead to unrest, which can even lead to demonstrations, which can lead to upheaval and so much chaos. So what we are saying is that government should be intentional in being able to empower the private sector, to empower smallholder farmers, to help them increase food supply.
Director of Marketing and Sales at Graphics Communications Group, Franklin Sowa, emphasized the need to prioritize agricultural sector development.
Agriculture is one of the quick wins we have because in this part of our world, anything grows anywhere. So the question is that how come we have such a fertile ground, but we still have such high level of imports of food? So we see a risk as far as security is concerned. We see a risk as far as health is concerned. And knowing that we do not have a bottomless budget as a nation, it's important that we drive conversations that endear to the hearts of our people the value that sectors like agric bring. It will cost us a bit, but when we are able to get agric right, we stand the chance to get almost everything else right.
Deputy Director of Project at the National Service Scheme, Gabriel Osai Jr., believes the scheme's focus on agriculture has been transformational.
Currently, we have a 20,000 acre land. In fact, it's 50,000 hectares, but we've developed the first 20,000 acres where we are growing crops such as rice, soya, tomato. We are also doing some poultry as well. We aim to produce 1.5 million birds of poultry. We are also producing over 80,000 tons of soya. So NSS is not only evolving, we are actually positioning ourselves to be or to play a pivotal role in the national development of this country.
The technical stakeholders breakfast meeting was themed Transforming Agricultural Productivity in Ghana, Enhancing Incomes of Smallholder Farmers Through Reduction of Post-Harvest Losses. Winston Taki reporting for Joy Business.
That'll be all for business here on Joy News today. We'll be back with sports and entertainment after this break. Stay tuned.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Showbiz segment with me, Jacqueline and Sammy Gyamfi. Now, the highly anticipated Big Chef tertiary audition in Bolgatanga Technical University ended with a display of exceptional talent and intense emotions. All participants showcased their skills, creativity and passion for cooking. While the event celebrated many achievements, it also witnessed moments of disappointment. There's more in this report.
The Big Chef tertiary audition train made its second stop at the Bolgatanga Technical University, where Team BM emerged winners, giving them the opportunity to represent their school after an intense competition with two other teams. Team Runet, on the other hand, shed tears as they were deeply affected by the results. Contestants were tasked to present a culinary masterpiece within 30 minutes, judged based on taste, presentation, creativity, and adherence to time. The panel of esteemed judges meticulously evaluated each dish. The tension in the air was palpable as the judges deliberated over the final decisions. The competition concluded with a mix of triumph and heartfelt emotions as Team BM was announced the ultimate winner. While the ultimate winner celebrated their well-deserved victory, Team Runet's emotional response highlighted the intense passion and commitment that all contestants brought to the event. Catch up with us at our next stop at Tamale Technical University on Friday, 9th August.
Well, the music duo Keche is ready to celebrate 15 years of being in the music industry this month. But what's the secret sauce behind their harmony? In an interview with Rosalind Feli on Changes, the group revealed that their success isn't about catchy tunes, but that they've managed to stay in the game by tuning out personal differences and focusing on one thing, the brand Keche.
22nd of this month is 15 years since we came to light. And you see, Keche has become a very big company. Yep. And the company has employed Joshua and Andrew. So now we are working for Keche.
Oh, right.
So I don't care whatever problem he has with me. We pay maximum respect to Keche. It happens that sometimes we are on stage, we are not even talking for like a month, too.
Hey.
It doesn't matter. But we have events, he will just test me because what? Money is coming to the company. Let's go and work. The company shouldn't be there.
So what's the name of the company?
The company is Keche Global.
Yeah, Keche Global. Yeah. Okay.
So Keche is paying the both of us. You know, if you get angry, I don't care about your anger. Let's just go and work.
On that note, is a wrap for the Showbiz segment with me, Jacqueline and Sammy Gyamfi. Sweetie.
Yes, Jacqueline, it's good to see that for 50 years, this duo are still active, and yeah, that's some good news to brothers, setting their differences aside.
Definitely.
Thank you, Jacqueline. And on that note, we end the Joy News today. For more news, go on to myjoyonline.com and you find stories there like the update on this Airbus bribery scandal where John Mahama is government official one, but OSP says that that's as far as his involvement goes. More stories there for you. On that note, it's a wrap, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.